Well, the Yankees changed their lineup tonight, so I'm recording this for the second time. Brett Gardner is out there in left field tonight. Giancarlo Stanton still waiting to get hot post-break. He is your DH. Rougned Odor been swinging the bat a bit better. He is at second base. Gary Sanchez had a big home run against Boston. He is behind the dish tonight. Gleyber Torres homered in consecutive games. He will be at shortstop. Rob Brantley takes over at first base tonight. Greg Allen is out there in right field, making quite an impression with Yankees fans. Estevan Florial has been called up to play center field. Trey Ambergy has been placed on the injured list. And Tyler Wade is your third baseman tonight. And on the mound, Domingo Germán. He comes in at 4-5 with a 4.72 ERA. He's appeared in 18 games, 15 starts, 1.232 whip, 75 strikeouts in 82 innings. He's been a little bit better out of the bullpen lately, but he has not been successful as a starter for quite some time. Let's get it on!
Now he's back. That one is drilled to right field. Deep. Going back, Harper. Turning, and it's off the wall. The throw is not in time. It's a leadoff triple for Greg Allen. That'll get a run in. Backhanded by Hoskins. The 0-2. Lined right at Gregorius. Throw to third. It gets past. Speed kills and ties the game at 2. Allen's driven deep to right field, going back Harper. He's on the track. He's at the wall. Leaps. See ya. Deep to left field. There it goes. See ya.
Just majestic.
Swing and a miss. He got him. Driven deep to left field. There it goes. See ya. A home run. That one's drilled deep to right field. See ya! Florial's first big league home run. Yankees lead.
Stick around for the live chat, which is for subscribers only. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button.
Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
The Yankees continue their next man up mentality. Some really good performances tonight. Some recaps are short, some are longer. Tonight's going to be one of those ones that's a bit longer because there was a lot going on. This was an emotional roller coaster, as somebody said in the chat. DJ LeMahieu scratched before the game with an illness. So the Yankees were basically leading off with Brett Gardner, and go figure, he hits a home run. Everybody was saying, what's Brett Gardner doing leading off? Myself included. Dude hits a home run. Aaron Nola dominated the Yankees earlier in the season, so I felt like it was definitely going to be a tough matchup, but credit to the Yankees for battling. Love the next man up mentality. Don't forget to vote for the winner of the belt in the chat, which is, as I mentioned, now for subscribers only. Hopefully. We'll see if it's working. It may not be. Looks like we got 273 people in the chat. Mike's coming in. Good. Let's get to the recap. Both teams went quietly in the first. Rhys Hoskins picked up his 21st home run of the year in the top of the second. We also got to see the Tonight Show. Ronald Torres in the lineup for Philadelphia. He struck out in his first at-bat, but he did pick up a couple of hits tonight. Tyler Wade made two really nice plays at third, sandwiched around a Bryce Harper single in the top of the third. And then Greg Allen ripped a triple to right field to begin the bottom of the third inning. He's really beginning to impress me, and I can tell the fans love him. I'm seeing a lot of votes for Allen in the commentary. We had the total team effort for the last belt winner, so we may crown a new belt champion tonight. Estevan Florial got him in with a ground ball to right field. How do you like that? A productive out. And look what a difference it makes to have a couple of lefties in the lineup. Allen doesn't strike you as a guy who has a ton of power, right? But he hit one off the right field wall. It ricochets. It turns into a triple. And he scores on a ground ball to another lefty. If you have two righties there, that probably doesn't happen. Top of the fourth, Tonight Show picked up a double to left field that allowed Rhys Hoskins to score from second, where he had advanced on a balk by Domingo Germán. Germán was okay tonight. Just okay. I don't have his stats up. But, you know, he only pitched 4 innings. I think he's running out of gas a little bit. Sanchez ripped a double off the left field wall in the bottom half to put the tying run on third with one out, but the Yankees do not score. Sessa came in the top of the fifth and worked a scoreless inning. And then Greg Allen worked a leadoff walk in the bottom half and immediately stole second. Love that guy. Advanced to third on a fly ball by Florial. Another productive out. I tell you what, Allen is making my 22 Jacoby Ellsbury jersey come back into style. He scored on an error by our old friend Didi Gregorius, and that made it 3-2. Sorry, that tied the game. And then Gardy planted one into right field to make it 3-2. Gary Sanchez made it 4-2 with his 17th home run of the year in the top of the 6th. It was an absolute moonshot. Seemed like it took forever to come down. McCutchen just stood there, never moved a muscle, 436 feet, 125 feet high. Unbelievable shot from Gary Sanchez. Yankees load the bases with one out, but Wade bounces into a double play that ended the threat. To me, that was a real opportunity to blow the game open and put some real pressure on Joe Girardi because the Phillies are throwing a bullpen game tomorrow. So the Yankees missed an opportunity to, really stretch out their bullpen. Estevan Florial ran one down in center in the top of the 7th. Is it just me, or does he have the biggest glove of all time? It's a gigantic glove. It looks like a picnic basket. Phillies load the bases in the top of the 7th, but Chad Green blows Didi Gregorius away with a high fastball to get out of the jam. Stanton mashed a line drive home run in the bottom half, his 16th of the season. 2 hits on the night for Giancarlo. Phillies were all over a wild Zach Britton in the top of the 8th. They picked up a run, but he got out of it with a 1-6-3 double play to stop the bleeding. I've seen him do that a number of times as a Yankee, the 1-6-3. And then Estevan Florial homered in the bottom of the 8th to make it 6-3, his first big league home run. I had the Sterling broadcast up, and there was no special call for Estevan Florial, even though Estevan rhymes with gone. Great smile on that kid. Love it. Congratulations to Estevan Florial. Chapman begins the 9th, 3-0 to Harper. I was watching the live chat, and people were losing their minds. Comes back to get a strikeout against Harper, gives up a home run to McCutchen on the next batter, but then he gets out of it. Yankees hang on to win this one.
Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
I see we have a number of super chats, but before we get to that, we have to award the belt. I'm looking at all the votes, and I think we have a landslide, folks. Greg Allen, your belt winner for the night. So Mark Peterson with a super chat, $5. Appreciate that, Mark. And if you do a super chat, you can type in a message and I'll read it. We got a couple more that I want to go through real quick. This is from the Earl of Demise. Play that Sinatra. And Earl?
Feared by man and fiend alike. It's the Earl of Demise.
Special dono for Earl of Demise. And then Juan Santiago. Estevan Florial. First big league shot. Can't wait to see more of him. And Greg Allen is a true stud. Dono hype. Yeah, I'm loving what I'm seeing from both of those guys, especially Greg Allen. Estevan Florial has shown me a lot since he's been in the big leagues. He hit one last year. I think he had his first hit. Then his call-up earlier this year, he had a triple off the left field wall. Tonight, he picks up a productive out that gets an RBI, and then he hits his first big league home run. Absolutely incredible night for Estevan Florial. But Greg Allen, being able to hit from both sides of the plate and steal bases. It seems like every time he gets on base, he manufactures a run. He swiped that bag tonight and then ended up getting to third and scoring without the benefit of a hit, I believe. So, he just adds a dimension to this team that we didn't have before. Wyatt Bard says, my kind of team.
My kind of team, Charlie. It's my kind of team.
Panda Crespo says Yanks were awesome tonight. Yeah. Look, that was when they hit home runs, it's fun to watch, right? They're not always going to have nights like this, but when you see the team, mixing in triples and productive outs, it makes me feel a lot better. If we had just hit home runs, it would have been different, but winning with other things is a lot more fun to me. We got another super chat from Wyatt Bard, and he wants to hear it again. Let's do it.
My kind of team, Charlie. It's my kind of team.
Corey TV says Greg Allen is gangsta. Yeah. Look, he can beat you in a lot of ways. And I think he might have a little bit of power too at Yankee Stadium. That right field porch is short. He hit one off the wall tonight off a good pitcher. By the way, the performance by Chapman, Joe Gala says, don't really care about the home run he left up. I think that Aroldis Chapman had a big night. To me, the turning point was actually coming back from 3-0 against Bryce Harper. He could have easily folded right there, thrown one against the backstop, but he didn't. He recovered and, got the strikeout. The home run to McCutchen was a 100-mile-an-hour fastball inside. McCutchen just dropped the bat head on it. That was a nice piece of hitting. So, hey, look, I'm not going to eat Chapman's lunch for that. Anthony says, this makes the congested air of the Northeast seem a bit fresher. Yeah, apparently you guys are getting the winds from the fires out west. I just heard about that on the broadcast. Aryov says that Allen's stats should say 1 for 1. The ump screwed him over with that strike call. Yeah, Allen did strike out late in the game, but it was a pitch outside. It was probably, I'd say, 3 to 4 inches outside, and it was a breaking ball. Borg says, love Allen. Great move by Cashman. Yeah, we give Cashman a lot of crap, but he does seem to find these diamonds in a rough once in a while. Occasionally he lets guys go that turn into studs elsewhere. Garrett Whitlock, comes to mind. But every once in a while, he'll find you somebody that nobody saw coming. I love the fact that this guy's a switch hitter with speed. Been a long time since the Yankees had one of those guys. Nick K says, small ball, yet power ball. Yeah, something about that is that when you're taking the pressure off of the team, by scoring in other ways, and you're putting pressure on the pitcher, they're going to make more mistakes. And I've been saying it all year. You got to mix lefties into this lineup, especially at Yankee Stadium. And I get it. The Blue Jays, they stack their lineup full of righties too, and they're doing well. But the Yankees have this advantage of right field at Yankee Stadium. That throws pitchers off. You have to pitch more carefully. It creates more stressful pitches. It takes away lanes. You start throwing that slider over and over and over again to righties without a lefty mixed in there, you can get into a real rhythm. But Nola, he had so many different types of hitters to face tonight. And it allowed guys like Gary Sanchez, like Giancarlo Stanton to do what they do best, which is hit the ball out of the ballpark. Ralph Go says, how does Sanchez have more home runs than Stanton? That's a really good question, but to be fair, Stanton was on the injured list for a short time this season. Looks like we got another dono from Mark Peterson. I appreciate that, Mark. Cool Rodri says, this season reminds me of the 2009 season. We just need someone to hit with runners in scoring position. I'm gonna give you the dono hype, but I'm gonna disagree with you that this team doesn't remind me of the 2009 team. That team won 103 games. This team's probably gonna win at best, 87 to 90 games. Although they have turned it on lately. This next man up thing works. But when you get everybody back, you can't stop playing small ball. You can't stop getting, base hits with runners in scoring position and using your speed as a weapon. I think Allen needs to stay on this team. I think Allen should be your starting center fielder from now on. Eddie says, Chappie's body language changed after that home run. His look said you guys ain't getting squat. Yeah, he looked ticked off after that home run, right? He was pissed. He didn't like that. No one wants to throw 100-mile-an-hour fastball that is on the inside corner and have it be hit for a home run. Let's see. Darth Wacko, my favorite username on here, says, Yanks need to play more small ball. The home runs will come. 100%. Kyle Childress says he loves the podcast, but the name is spelled with an E, like Derek Jeter. My middle name is Peter, so I'm one letter off from being Derek Jeter, and a few zeros in my bank account. A few other crooked numbers, too. Lewis Martin, Greg Allen for the belt. Yeah, he's already been awarded. We've already put Greg Allen up there. Marcus A says Britton's velo is pretty down. I noticed that, too. I think he was trying to aim the ball. I don't think it's an injury problem, although he has had some injuries. I think he was trying to guide the ball tonight. And sometimes when you do that, you just take a little bit off. Maybe in favor of more sink. He's definitely trying to keep the ball down, keep the Phillies, out of striking distance. But hey, good night for Zach Britton to get the double play and get out of it. Deidre Keys says, Allen has to stay. Agreed. 100% agreed.
Yes, I agree.
And why won't they give Park a chance? I thought for sure that Park was going to be in the lineup tonight. And not only was he not in the lineup, but when DJ LeMahieu came out and they had to adjust the lineup again, they didn't even put him in the second lineup. He's basically a statue at this point. He's furniture. And the reason is because their analytical department doesn't like him. And I don't know why. I don't know what they don't like about him. I can't see the stats, the analytics that they have for the minor leagues. But they don't like something about him that they find critical. And so they're not putting him in the game. Matt Land says Wade should not be in the lineup. We got to give credit to where credit's due, though. Wade made a couple of really nice plays in the field tonight. He made a couple of really sharp plays over there at third base. Mr. Pizza says Chapman hit 103. I didn't see the 103. I saw 102. I might have missed that one. I was working on the show right during the last inning, and I've got the game up on the screen here. So sometimes I miss little things like that. Orion McCarty says, Yanks vs. Phils in my family. Glad to see we came out on top. Don't know hype. Yeah, my family is luckily all Yankees fans. We don't have anybody in the family who roots for anybody other than the Yankees. And I think that, we would probably disown that person if we had a Mets fan in the family. Not invited to Thanksgiving this year, buddy. Let's see. Fritz Walter says, how long is Greg Allen under contract? I think I don't think he's a free agent anytime soon. I think he's only been around a few times, a couple of years, bits and pieces. So I'm not really sure on that. Borg says, I want to know your thoughts. Do you think Stanton is starting to run faster? Yes, I do. I noticed that the other day when he beat out a double play, and then today he went quicker around the bases. It's almost like he's been holding back, which drives me nuts, but it's something I told him to do this winter. I said, just take it easy on the bases, hit your home runs. But it does seem like he's starting to swing the bat a little bit better, and he's starting to run a little bit better. Whole game is coming around. They anticipate that he might play the outfield this weekend. Let's see. AB says, my dad and one of my brothers are Yankees fans. My other brother and my mom are Red Sox fans. How does that work? Oh, my goodness. Brother Bulldozer says, love the streams. Been watching for months. I appreciate that, my friend. Let's see here. THG, mod of the century, says, what's going on, everyone? Okay, so Kyle Johnson with the pinch hit stat here, coming through in the clutch, Kyle. Says Greg Allen is a free agent in 2025, according to Baseball Reference. So, yeah, I mean, that's plenty of time to find out what this kid can give you. I'm just loving it. I'm loving the brand of baseball he brings. I don't need every player on my team to be a slugger. I like having guys who can make contact, who can run the bases. Didi Gregorius throwing that ball away. Not everybody scores right there. I'd say a lot of guys score, but maybe Luke Voit doesn't score. Giancarlo probably doesn't go for it right there. I don't know about Gio Urshela. He's not the fastest of foot. Gary Sanchez might not score there, but Allen definitely scores. And, I'll take triples over home runs most of the time. I mean, I love home runs. They're fun, but a triple is way more fun. Let's see here. Hey, big chat from Eric C. Let the youngster play. They value the opportunity to perform in the big league. They are hungry, and we need more players who are hungry to play. First of all, you get the super dono. That's what we're saving the air horn for nowadays, is the super dono. Any dono over $50. So, Eric, I appreciate that so much. It means a lot to me. Paulie, I can't say that, says, do you think Torres is back? He looked to be trying to pull the ball a little bit too much. Yeah, he was definitely trying to pull the ball a little bit tonight. He was kind of pulling off a little bit, but he did pick up one base hit to right field. I think it was a double, but he also seemed like he was trying to pull that ball. It just looked like he was a little bit late. My buddy Tom came over the other night, and he had a really good point, is that, there was a play where the announcers were saying that Torres, did a great job hitting the right field, and we both looked at each other, and he said something, he beat me to it. he said he was just late. He wasn't trying to go to right field. His whole body was moving to left, but he was just late. So I just want him to get out of pull mode and you know, I want him to get out of pull mode. Bobby Duff says, what DHs do you use if Stanton can play left field? You know, that's a really good question. It really depends. I mean, it really depends on who's back at that point. It really does. I would probably use Rougned Odor, I would think, because his defense is not as good as like Tyler Wade and DJ LeMahieu, but it really depends who's back. Because if DJ's playing first, then you don't have to take the Odor out. But Odor's a guy that I wouldn't mind having as a DH. Laura Volpe with a great point says they're a completely different team the last couple of games with completely different vibe. It just feels different. It's amazing what a couple of lefties and some youth will do. If only the fans had been saying that for 3 months. Are you watching, Brian Cashman? You're not watching. But you have to see this. Your analytics team does not know everything. Your analytics team can project based on massive amounts of historical data. But in any given day, base running can win a game. Making contact, having a productive out can win a game. Greg Allen had the sac fly the other day. Today it was Estevan Florial with a productive out to first base. So you've got to win on the field, not with computers. And analytics have their place. They have their place. I like the usage of exit velocity. As Paul O'Neill says, some guys just hit the ball so hard that the infielders don't have a chance to react. But launch angle, to me, is not a big thing. Like, if you look at a launch angle over the course of a whole season, you know, a guy's numbers can change based on like a couple of weeks of dropping your shoulder and getting under the ball too much. You can say, well, this guy had an average launch angle of yada, yada, yada. But really what he had was a couple of weeks where he was hitting nothing but pop-ups, you know, or nothing but ground balls. Got another super chat from Ixnekis. I don't know how to say that. Hi, Derek. Can you give us an update on the injuries and when we can expect Judge, Urshela, etc.? So they both went on the 10-day IL for COVID. Urshela had a picture of himself on a couch with a blanket looking out the window, looking like he was ready to play. I think those guys have to miss the 10 days. I guess they don't have to, but Aaron Boone said he expected all of them to miss their 10 days. And that was, what was that, Friday that the game was rained out? Or was it, no, it was not rained out, but it was canceled. Was it Thursday? And I think everybody got placed on Friday. So you're looking at a week from Monday that they can come back. So I think the Yankees are going to be without them for this entire weekend. And we never know with COVID. I mean, some of these guys might still test positive, even though they're fine. Even though they feel fine, they look fine, everything, they might test positive. It's a stupid rule. Like, I get it. I understand why baseball has this rule. But if guys feel fine, especially if they feel fine and they're vaccinated, like, let them play. Let them play. B. Barnes says, F the nerds, throw them out of Yankee Stadium. Yeah, the nerds have their place, and I love nerds. I'm a nerd, but nerds aren't good at sports for a reason, right? I mean, if you are drafting a team for, a Sandlot game or whatever, you might stick the nerd out in right field, but you're not going to let him be the manager, right? Connor McGee says, does anyone know if Nestor is pitching tomorrow? I think Nestor's still on the IL. Ashton Wojciechowski is scheduled to pitch tomorrow. He used to pitch with the Orioles. He's not very good. The Phillies are going with a bullpen game tomorrow, so this could be one of those games where it's like, 13-12 or something like that. Zach Yez says, I wish you could trade draft picks in the major leagues. You can, but after they've been drafted. You can't trade them before they're, as picks. But you can trade Rule 5 picks, which is interesting. Why not trade, all picks? That would be a much better scenario. That would make trades a lot more fun. Henko K says, can Jason Dominguez do a Juan Soto and get to the bigs mid-2022 season? I think he can. I've been saying that since I saw him taking swings on a practice field last year. I said, this kid's going to be in the big leagues at 19. And I still stand by that. He's going to be up next year. Douglas Rouse says, doesn't Greg Allen remind you of Homer Bush? Yes, absolutely.
Yes, I agree.
Some of you younger fans might not remember Homer Bush, but his name is not indicative of his power. He was not a power guy. But he had a ton of speed. Hey, guys, I'm going to go to a quick Manscaped ad, and then I will be back to talk a little bit more with you guys. The Olympics are back, and it's time to award the gold medal for male grooming products, Manscaped. Their 4th generation performance package includes the brand new Lawnmower 4.0. Talk about a world-class dismount into a post-quarantine world. The world is now open for business, and the Performance Package 4.0 from Manscaped is here to help get you ready. Inside, you'll find their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, plus 2 free gifts, Performance Boxer Briefs and the Shed Travel Bag. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code NYY Recaps. That's all one word at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with the code NYY Recaps at manscaped.com. Your balls will feel like they won the gold. So help yourself, help my sponsor, help the show. Go to manscaped.com, use the code NYY Recaps.
Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
So in case you're just joining us, and I see a lot of people have joined, the Yankees won this one 6-4. A lot of small ball, a lot of home runs. It was just a nice mix. I thought it was weird that John Sterling didn't have a special call made up for Estevan Florial. Estevan, makes it gone. He says makes long gone for DJ LeMahieu. So, I mean, it rhymes, Let's see here. Eric C. says, and Allen reminds me of Ronald Torres in 2017. Someone with all the energy, having fun playing the game. Yeah, you've got to have a lot of energy to be a speedster, right? And it something about triples and speed, it adds something to the game that makes it more fun. I would rather see a guy who's, making the pitcher work and making him stress than just some guy who's lumbering over there trying not to get picked off, waiting for the guy who's up at plate to hit a 3-run home run. Andrew Thomasone says, what did you think of the punishment that the fan got hit? The fan basically got thrown out of Major League Baseball parks forever and Yankee Stadium. What did I think of that? I thought it was totally appropriate. You can't throw shit on the field, period. Douglas Rouse says, Florial hits it to Florida. No, I don't. I see it. It looks better in text. It doesn't sound great. Estevan makes it gone. I can't. He must have one somewhere. And look, I like Florial. Let's talk a little bit about Estevan Florial. The guy can play center field. I mean, he can clearly run. He almost beat out that ground ball to first base. He swings an absolute log up there. That is a massive piece of lumber. It is a massive, massive bat that he swings. Let's back that up. Actually, he's going to come around. Let's watch the highlights together. It just seems like the barrel of the bat is humongous. Here's Allen smoking one off the right field wall. Hits off the WB Mason sign. Gets into third with a great slide. He's excited. Fans going nuts. And then Florial with the big, big bat. Beats it out. Mike in 1964 says, Derek, we need another starter. Who do you think is a possibility? Thanks for the dono, by the way. So I'm going to be on the 643 DP with Patrick tomorrow. And I do have one starter in mind. And you're going to have to tune in to find out. AB says we should sign Greg Allen to a $300 million extension. Florial hits it over ya. Darth Whack. Florial hits it over ya. Florial hits it over ya. I can't now. Estevan hits a bomb. Gio wins. Gio wins.
I hardly agree.
Estevan with a bomb. We got to end on that, guys. That is a fantastic home run call. Shout out to you. Appreciate it, guys. I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It helps other Yankees fans find the channel. If you really enjoyed it, check out the swag section. We've got tons of great designs to support all your favorite Yankees. And if you simply cannot get enough Yankees content, check out the podcast version of this channel, The Frieze by NYY Recaps, available wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Derek. Thanks for watching.